Clarita has to offer. And speaking of the greatest Santa Clarita has to offer, a very special guest in studio, friend of the Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle, Jaimie Ronchetto.
I love Dr. Jaimie. Hi, Dr. Jaimie. Hey, listen, I have a question for you. How do you know if your dog is getting cataracts?
Well, that's a really good question. There's a few things. Obviously, one of the best things is just to bring your dog in for an exam. And at the exam, what I typically look for, I'll shine a light into the dog's eyes and see if I can see through the lens to the retina, so the back of the eye. If I can see the retina, then that means that the dog can see out, and therefore it's not cataracts. What I get a lot is, especially with aging dogs, is owners think they have cataracts, and really it's just age changes. So,
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so they look very similar, but as the dog ages, the lens gets a little cloudy looking, or a little like bluish white tint to it, and that's what they see at home, and they automatically think cataracts. But more often than not, it's just this age change. So when I do shine the light, I can still see the back of the eye, the retina. And I think that with the age changes, even though they can see, I think with certain low light situations they might not see quite as well, but still not blinding like cataracts are blinding.
Do the dogs like start running into walls and stuff or anything like that? I just an odd thing. Do they?
With cataracts, if it's a really like quick onset, like sometimes if an animal has diabetes, one complication is developing cataracts, and that can come on like really fast. They do get very confused. You know, it's sudden blindness basically, and so. They do have some issues. They have some trouble navigating. But if you keep everything the same in their home environment, they will learn to navigate. They might bump into things a little bit, but they do pretty well. Just don't start moving furniture on them, because then they'll get confused.
We're talking with Jaimie Ronchetto. She is from Cinema Vet. You can go to cinemavet.com to learn more about Dr. Jaimie and their facilities, and their awesome facilities, I should say, over there on Cinema Drive. And Doc, okay, so it's tax season, okay?
Yes.
And so taxes are due tomorrow. Hopefully you did them already.
Yep.
And I was thinking about this, and this is the one thing I was thinking about. One, maybe I should take my tax return and get a puppy.
Okay.
And two, what type of things should we plan on if we are getting a new animal?
Yeah.
Because there has been discussion at the Jellings household about animals. So what is, for some people, obviously there's health things like cataracts and aging and things. But
yes.
what when I'm first getting a new puppy, what can I think about when it comes to getting a new animal? Not necessarily a dog, but a new animal. What should I be thinking about?
So you want to think about how well is this animal going to fit into your family. If you have a really active family that, outdoorsy, likes to go out and do things, then you want a companion that will be able to do those things with you. Be outdoorsy, be active, go jogging or, run next to the bike or hike with you guys.
Don't get a cat. That's what you're saying.
Don't get a cat. Don't, there's certain dogs that are better suited for that kind of lifestyle.
Okay.
If that's not your lifestyle, then you have to take that into consideration too. So you don't get a husky, for example, if you guys are mostly indoorsy and homebodies.
It's funny you say that. My son is going crazy about a husky. He wants a husky so bad because he thinks it looks like a wolf. He's like, it looks like a wolf. I want to get it. And I'm like,
and that's a big reason why they're popular. You know, especially from Game of Thrones and all.
Yeah,
that.
all that
They've
stuff. Yeah,
really
the price has probably gone up. Yeah.
And they're great dogs, but they're super high energy. They need activity. They almost need like a job to do so they can have a focus, like go even just on walks, like put a little dog backpack on them so they feel like they're carrying something for you. It really helps.
Really?
Like get some of the
That's
energy
funny.
out. They like are more focused on their duties, or
funny.
on their walk. Like, oh, I'm carrying a water bottle for Dad. I'm important,
Okay.
and it helps. But if they don't get enough energy out, they can be escape artists, so they will jump out of your fenced yard.
And this isn't just huskies, right? This is a lot of the active breeds, right?
Active breeds, yeah. These are the things you got to think about, So are you going to be able to provide enough, energy releasing stuff for them? Otherwise, there's lots of small dogs that are more indoorsy types that would do really well. certain breeds are better for small children than others, so that's certainly something to consider as well.
This is like, I feel like it's like dating. You gotta like this is like you
Yeah.
gotta fill out an eHarmony profile to get a dog. But that's important, right? Because you don't want you want to kind of assess what your family dynamic is.
Exactly. You really want to do your research.
What about
before
in terms
just
of health,
going.
though? What do we need to think about in terms of like, let's start. Let's say with a dog.
Mm-hmm.
What do we need to do when we first get a dog? Is there shots that need to be done, or there spay and neutering? All of those things.
Let's say you get your dog from a shelter. Typically, they will have done the vaccines for you, and typically would have spayed or neutered them for you. So that's nice. If not from, let's say, a breeder. Typically, the breeder may do the first puppy vaccine, but they get a whole series. So it's important to come visit with your veterinarian so we can get you on the right track, get you a vaccine schedule so you know what all they need and what dates. Certainly, microchipping is important. That's the way that you will get them back to you, hopefully, if they ever got out, as long as your information is up to date with the microchip company. And then just, thinking about things like parasite control, flea and tick control, heartworm prevention, all of that kind of thing for dogs out here.
Don't just go and buy a dog on a whim,
Please
which is I'm
don't.
trying to avoid, believe me. But when you have, I got 5 kids, so they're all screaming,
And
"I
that's
want a puppy!"
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I appreciate that because that's probably something people don't think about. They're like, "Oh, let's just get a puppy," and then they get a dog, and then there's so much stuff that they didn't even think about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot goes into it.
Cinemavet.com to learn more about a Cinema Veterinary Center over there on Cinema Drive. You can also give them a call at 253-9300. We appreciate you coming by.
Thank you
always
so
good,
much.
Always good seeing you.
Absolutely.
And this is Jaimie Ronchetto. Again, cinemavet.com.
The Hometown Morning Show with Tori and Kyle. 98.1